Hi. Okay, future-proof career skills in a world of ChatGPT. So, as an organisation, National Talent Academy, if we're going to have a future-proof careers framework, then we need to be accountable, right? And look at this big change with large language models such as ChatGPT. And is the future-proof careers framework really future-proof? We devised it before ChatGPT became public, and it holds up very well, is the short answer. But I'm going to go into the detail of that. I've been a technology entrepreneur since my 20s, and the first set of big tech battles and changes were Apple versus Microsoft, which Microsoft won back in the mid-90s. And I'd compare ChatGPT with the internet, or let's say the World Wide Web, in terms of how big a technology change is it. As it relates to the workplace and workplace skills, the best example comparator for me is the spreadsheet coming into the area of finance and how that's changed the field of accountancy and finance dramatically, of course. And I think ChatGPT and large language models are a big change of that scale, let's say. So, how does it affect our future-proof careers framework? So, we say, do what you love, do what you're good at, but also bear in mind, what does the world value? And that gives you this zone here of a future-proof career. And if you're ignoring what the world values, what you've got there is a hobby, which is fine, but it's not going to lead to a long-term earnings in a career. So, what we're looking for in terms of what does the world value is things that are needed, the world needs, but that are also rare, that are certain and available immediately, available now. So to what extent does ChatGPT change this? And it does. It changes the certain things that were rare that aren't rare anymore, because it can be done easily by that AI software. So that changes the game of what's rare, and that's going to impact on workplace skills in various ways. Character is one of the elements of our framework. So in a changing world with new technologies that enable things to be done differently, is it still important to be the person with character who will be flexible to changes, will figure out new solutions? Of course. So that, to me, that's 100% still valid. I think people with strong character do well in a world with rapid change. So that element's still solid. The other thing we talk about is assets. So is it still the case in ChatGPT that if we take income producing assets as one type, so if you've got an investment portfolio, if you've got share options, if you own intellectual property, will those things still produce an income that doesn't depend on your job? Absolutely it will. So that tends to future-proof your career. And is it still the case that if you're building the value of the organization you work for, that you're a rare and valuable person to that organization? Yes, it is. So the thing around assets, it's much more important for the young generation, today's young generation, to have financial knowledge than it was for my generation, because they need to be much more able than my generation was at managing change and risk. And so that's what brings that element in and makes it still important. The ChatGPT, biotechnology, nanotechnology, green technologies, all kinds of different changes that can happen. They may affect which assets are valuable or less or more valuable, but it doesn't affect the principle that it's still a very important thing for young people to know about. So then where it affects, where ChatGPT affects things most is the area of portable skills. So before diving into portable skills, just to sort of placeholder of where we are, 2/3 of the framework, these two elements, this and this, completely solid with ChatGPT, completely still future-proof, not affected much by ChatGPT. So let's then move into portable skills. So it's 1/3 of our framework, and we say that we identified 8 portable skills needed in every industry. By the way, the original research work on this was done like a decade ago now, with Alliance Manchester Business School and the Jaffa Foundation on interviewing. We interviewed something like 20 top employers of Google, Amazon, Procter & Gamble, Jaguar Land Rover. Just off the top of my head was all very good engagement from in that piece of research, talking about what skills young people need entering the workplace. And that was the foundational work that led into this idea of portable skills. So let's say you are in an industry that gets totally demolished by AI, but you're the salesperson. You just go to another industry that's growing and where they need salespeople. And the same is true of finance, marketing, IT. So these portable skills all have the characteristic, it doesn't really matter what the industry is, they're needed everywhere. So they're portable in that sense. So how are these affected by ChatGPT? So I would say at the moment, finance, not that much. Team leaders, project managers, not that much. IT, I don't know, there may be ways of bringing ChatGPT into an organisation where the IT department's very important. I don't think it takes away the value of that skill set at all. HR and training, well, it might help to write training manuals and things. I don't think it takes away the need for organisations to have people and have training and so on. Sales and marketing, I think ChatGPT affects quite a lot. Not necessarily negatively. I think there's, chatbots. We've got one on the National Talent Academy website. It's possible for people interested in National Talent Academy to go on there and ask questions about our Futureproof Careers framework, for example, and get an answer. And so they don't need to talk to a salesperson to get that answer. Do we still need salespeople? Absolutely, yes. We need to bring sales in just like every other organisation does. And the salespeople, will the salespeople use ChatGPT as a tool for writing certain emails? Probably. But does it fundamentally change the nature of the role? Not really. I would see more customers self-serving, using it by getting information from AI, but it doesn't take away, fundamentally, it doesn't take away the need for having a sales function in an organisation. Marketing. I think a lot of copy, they call it, the writing in marketing. There's a lot of automation these days in marketing, particularly internet-based marketing. Will AI come into that and provide new tools that marketeers can use? Absolutely. Will it mean you don't need marketeers to use those tools? No, it doesn't mean that. It means the nature of the role will change. That one's probably analogous to, you still need finance people in an organisation even after they invented the spreadsheet, and it's still the same type of people who are in those roles as it was when it was paper ledgers. But so the nature of the role can change somewhat, and the tools help. Customer support, I'd say, is the one is maybe the one I've asked most questions about. Is it still future proof? The comparison I've thought about is when I was early in my career, every company had secretaries, usually women, and the main job was typing. So the PC wasn't, not everyone had a PC or laptop. Bill Gates's mission with his partner Paul Allen was to put a PC on every desktop and in every home, and he broadly succeeded. Amazing achievement. But I entered the workplace before Bill did that. He was like sort of tech upstart at the time, and most desks in workplaces didn't have computers. So if you wanted a letter doing, you went to a secretary who had the skill set of typing, which most people didn't have. So secretaries, in most organizations, there aren't secretaries, certainly not to do typing. PAs still exist, but I would say in the main that role disappeared. And the technologies that replaced it were email and the word processor, let's say. So is customer support like secretaries, or is it like finance? And my view is that a lot of customer support will go to self-service. There'll probably be huge numbers of call center jobs that exist today that may not exist in the future. I would, if I worked in a call center, I'd worry about that, I think. But if you take National Talent Academy as an example, we're a startup organization. We need a customer support function. Why? Because we're introducing something new in the market, and we need people to help customers have a more streamlined experience of it, particularly when it's new, and we're kind of figuring it out with the customers, how they can onboard our courses and have success with it and share success with other customers. So all those aspects of customer support are required because something's new and because you're introducing it. Now, when the workflows and processes become extremely well defined, can they be automated? I would say yes. But does customer support go entirely? I would say no. So overall summary, 2/3 of our Futureproof Careers framework, 100% solid, which is character and assets. The 8 portable skills, I'd say 90% solid, actually. The shakiest one's customer support. If I was advising a student who was thinking about customer support, I'd say if you've got the qualities for sales, which is a tough job, you've got to be able to handle rejection and handle rejection well, and ask for the sale, which a lot of people are uncomfortable doing. I would say if you're thinking about customer support but you think you might be able to go into sales, try that. It's probably a better bet long term as terms of being high earning and future proof. But customer support probably will continue to be needed in most organizations. So that's my little summary. I hope that's useful, and thank you.